Taken off in 5, 4, 3, 2. I've been off for like 3 weeks. That goddamn intro. It's your boy, T.O. as you know. Do that one more time for me.
It's your boy O Rain, real name, no games, no gimmicks.
Say it with your chest.
It's your boy O Rain, real name, no games, no gimmicks.
I only had you do that like 2 times because I had you muted. So I tried to play it off like I was just trying to hype you up, but it's because I fucked up.
Listen, I'm here for it. Listen, whatever you need me to do, Coach.
For sure. Hey, we have no kind of time to waste tonight, man. We're coming to you a little late, a little discombobulated. We had some changes of the schedule. No thanks to COVID. So yeah, we're just gonna jump into our shit right here.
Let's do it.
Yo, all right. Let's talk about what's coming out this week. And then next week. This week we got coming out Senior Year from. Did you see that? The trailer for that. It was a Rebel Wilson movie on Netflix where she basically she's in high school and then she like gets into like a coma or some shit like that and she wakes up and it's like 20 years later or some shit.
No. Also, I don't mind Rebel Wilson. I think she can be pretty funny, but I'm not a big fan of her particular brand of comedy.
I don't know. I think she's pretty funny. Because I always go back to what's it called? Her funniest movie is probably, or not funniest, but the one that always stands out is even though she was in it for like a little bit, Bridesmaids. She was fucking hilarious in Bridesmaids.
I don't remember her in Bridesmaids.
It was her and her brother.
I feel like there was so much talent in that movie that like I didn't remember her. I remember Kristen Wiig. I remember Kathy. Is it?
Do you remember who Kristen Wiig lived with? It was her like Rebel Wilson's brother and obviously Rebel Wilson. And they kept like just doing like dumb shit. Like she was like, I don't know. She had like some sort of like back issue, but instead of like putting like peas like on her back, she just opened them and then dumped them on her back. It's just like 2 minutes of the fucking peas hitting the floor. We're just like, what the fuck? Anyways,
I don't remember that.
That's fair. But she's got Senior Year coming out this week. Also, we have coming out next week, Downton Abbey. Did you ever watch the show Downton Abbey?
No. Of course not.
Hard no. Fair enough.
You're talking about the Downton Abbey movie, right?
Yeah.
Yo, so I actually went to the movies yesterday when I was in Tampa. We had like a couple hours in between our flights. We were like, yo, let's just kill that time, go see a movie instead of like sitting at a bar or a restaurant.
Yeah.
That trailer came on for the Downton Abbey movie, and that movie looks so fucking boring. Like,
is it because I'm sure you didn't
pay me to see that movie.
You didn't watch the you didn't watch it beforehand, right? So it's not as if you're coming into it as like a fan of it. So
true. It just also looks just like a lot of old white people. Ladies like, I inherited a villa.
That's exactly what it is.
No, I'm good. Fuck you and your man.
That's right.
Boring, dog. Watching that trailer actually was upsetting.
Put you in a bad mood. That's fair. But Downton Abbey, A New Era comes out next week, along with Chippendale Rescue Rangers comes out next week. We watched the trailer for that last week, and then movie Men, from Alex Garland, I believe, that is the director of that, and I hear it's a pretty creepy movie. It's with the same woman as now I'm gonna forget the movie that we watched a while back with Jesse Plemons. You remember that movie we watched with Jesse Plemons? I think it was an A24 movie, and it was like based off of a book. You remember it was like weird as fuck.
Is that it? Like I'm thinking about ending things.
Yeah, but it wasn't there like a show that was like kind of similar. Anyways, yes, something of that nature, if not that exactly. But she's in the movie, and so it certainly has all the makings of being just a weird fucking movie. And Alex Garland, famous for directing I want to say Parasite. I always want to call it Parasite. It's not Parasite. It's
No, it's not Parasite. That was
fuck. What was it
Asian
called?
guy.
What was the one with where Fabe couldn't get past the fact
Annihilation.
Annihilation.
Yes.
Couldn't get past the fact that there was like 4 women experts in their fields. He's like, this is impossible.
Yeah. And I apologize that like I couldn't get the director's name. I should know his name. He's a really great director.
Yeah, Alex Garland.
For the movie Parasite.
Oh, Parasite.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember.
I just said like Asian guy, which is like
yikes. I didn't even pick up on that. I would have paused.
He is Asian, and he won. He's like a very, very talented Korean director, right?
We have all sorts of technology at our disposal. I'm simply going to look this up.
My computer's in front of me, but my phone is in my hand.
Yeah, Bong Joon-ho, I believe is his name, but brilliant director. Parasite, fantastic movie. Won Picture of the Year at the Oscars a couple years back. But he's not just some Asian guy, Arain. Jesus
Of course
Christ.
not. Of course not.
Fuck. All right, let's jump into some headlines real quick, man. Fred Savage fired from the Wonder Years reboot. And this is kind of ironic for a couple of different reasons. But also,
I gotta look that up. I don't know who Fred Savage is.
What? Wonder Years? Are you fucking kidding me right now? No, impossible. Of course you know who Fred Savage is. Wonder Years, the show. What the fuck?
I don't know what Wonder Years are. All right, let me see. Wonder Years?
No. I'm not.
The TV series?
I'm not. Wait. Are you saying you don't know what the show Wonder Years is?
I know the kid, but I've never seen the show.
The kid, like, what do you like? Fred Savage, right? Like the white kid from decades ago.
I guess. Yeah, I've seen him and stuff, but I don't know the show. Never saw the show.
I am stunned, ladies and gentlemen. I am stunned by the recent developments that we just heard. I feel like this is breaking news. Arain has never seen Wonder Years.
Never. It's a lot of white people.
What happened to your childhood, dude? Like, Jesus Christ! You know what? This explains a lot of things. It explains a lot of things. There are a lot of life lessons that were learned in Wonder Years, and you apparently missed out on all of them. So
yeah. But for me as a young person, I mean, now granted, there weren't many like black-led TV shows back then, back when I was in like middle school, I'm sure when this show came out. But like, I would have watched this and been like, yeah, I can't really relate to any of these people.
No, you could definitely relate to
I'm sure there were a lot of like stories in there that were like just relatable for like a young person growing up and family issues and whatnot. But like, I'm looking at, this is a lot of white people.
Yeah,
that's really all I see.
You kind of just you kind of would have just had to
look like the lady from Downton Abbey.
Okay, so let me put it for you this way: you watched Boy Meets World, yeah? Unless you're going to tell me you didn't watch.
No, I was never a Boy Meets World fan.
Jesus.
I mean, I've seen it. I've seen episodes of it, like Boy Meets World, and then there was Saved by the Bell. Like, I would watch it in the morning as I got ready for school, and then go to school. I'm outside, you know what I mean? It was I'm outside like Boosie and them.
Yeah, okay.
So like, I think those shows would be on in the morning before school, and then after school, it's like I'm at the playground with my friends. I'm playing basketball, football, and then late at night, it was just like BET Uncut, comedy jams, all the good stuff.
Okay. Well, this explains a lot then. Yeah, that paints a correct picture of how things have played out here. That's okay. That's one way to go. Not watching either Boy Meets World or Wonder Years.
Saved by the Bell or Wonder Years.
Yeah, I mean, Saved by the Bell we could kind of miss a little bit, but Wonder Years. Yeah, I don't know. You lost me with that one. But in any event, we are going to move forward here. So anyways, Fred Savage, he was fired from the Wonder Years as EP and / director. And I guess an investigation's being done in terms of what the fuck he did. Dude, you know how whatever he did must have been crazy because he was an executive producer. That means you're the person who put the shit together, like, or at least you're a part of the team that put the shit together, right? So either you are the financial backing of the show, or you are instrumental in putting the entire package together, right? One of those two things is true.
Being fired from Power.
Yeah, like
Not
it's
like
like,
not like
wait,
him
what?
pulling his show like we talked about last week. It's like him actually being fired from Power, but stars still moving forward with the project.
Yeah. That's yeah, it's fucking crazy. A little excerpt here. Disney is severing ties with Fred Savage following multiple complaints of his misconduct in his role as executive producer and director of the freshman ABC comedy series The Wonder Years, produced by 20th Century, or I'm sorry, 20th Television, part of Disney Television Studios. The allegations were investigated, leading to Savage's dismissal. Yeah, dude, what the fuck, dude? Not only
I
is
mean,
it his
usually
own
these things
shit.
are, yeah. No, I was gonna say usually these things are abuse of power, sexual assault,
Yeah.
or he maybe said like some racial comments that were just like insensitive. But for them to fire you from that type of
Yeah,
position in this type of
significant.
industry,
You got to do something significant.
yeah,
It's got to be real. Like he can't just and all. And again, it's his shit. Like he is the face of the Wonder Years. He was on the show as a kid, you know, for years. Part of the reboot, executive producer on it slash director on the show. Um, Whatever he fucking did had to be fucking insane in order
yeah.
for him to be fired. Now it's interesting that we don't. I don't know if we get too many details. Um, in terms of what was going on there. But I know he's had kind of like a checkered history. But also, ironically, the reason why I said it was ironic to begin with was because I remember watching. I more recently I watched. I just happened to come across an episode of uh, Boy Meets World where. Forgot this was even part of the show that Topanga was essentially accusing him in the show because he's actually I believe it's Ben Savage is the dude um, from Boy Meets World, who and they're actually brothers. And
Okay.
in the episode, though, and obviously Topanga and Corey, who was played by Ben Savage, were together in the show. And in the show, Topanga accuses Fred Savage's character, who I guess he was a in the show he played a professor at their college. She accused him of like trying to like sexually harass her or whatever the case is, and that he was abusing his power. Super fucking ironic.
Mm,
Super ironic. He learned the
yeah.
wrong lessons
Is
from the
it
show.
reality? How does that saying go? It's like art. Is it
Art
art or reality?
or
Do you know that saying?
life imitating art or art imitating life, whatever whichever
Exactly. Yeah.
iteration you want to go with.
Yeah. This is
Yeah.
worse than when Craig got fired on his day off. Like, if you get
Sh-
fired from your own shit,
yeah, surely, and also he wasn't fired in reality as well as in the
yeah.
show. So,
Oh yeah, this is
it's
real. This is
double
real
double
fun.
trouble. Yeah,
Oh my god. I wonder. I don't know if he's married or not, but like,
yeah,
how do you
that might be on the
explain this
rocks. I don't
to
know.
the wife and kids?
Yeah, let's
They
quickly
were
move
so
forward.
excited to see it. Probably he was like, "Yeah, I got fired." They're like, "Wait, but it's your own
It's
shit."
your
He's like,
shit, dude.
"They took it from me."
Yeah.
And then the kids are like, "Well, Dad,
Those
what happened?" He's
bastards.
like,
I
"No
don't know.
comment."
It's like that. It's us. Like
Yes,
you
we're
can talk
family. He's like,
freely.
"Talk to my lawyer."
I'm putting out a press release. You can see it.
Yeah.
So moving on quickly. Kendrick Lamar, man. In good news, Kendrick Lamar is finally dropping his much anticipated album. What's it called? Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, I believe, is the
Mm.
title of the album. But he just dropped the first music video for this, and it's the Heart Part 5. Now the music video is super interesting because he uses deep fakes of numerous people, a lot of controversial figures, along with people who have passed away. So he had OJ. I don't know if you've seen the video, but it's super interesting. It's just him basically rapping to the screen, but it sort of goes in and out of him, deep faking OJ Simpson, Kanye West. Who
I
else
think we
was
got
in there?
Nipsey Hussle.
Nipsey
We got
Hussle,
Kobe.
Kobe, Jesse Smollett,
Mm.
Will Smith.
Yeah, I
Um,
saw the Will Smith one.
yeah. So it was super interesting. And listening to the song, obviously we get a feel for the song. I got to kind of pour through the song itself to see how the lyrics sort of play out. But I
Yeah, I
think
think Complex Magazine, they did a post like breaking down the lyrics based off of who he was deep faking at the time, and like it was really interesting. Like For example, they did a deep fake when he did the deep fake as Nipsey Hussle. The line was very much just like in honor of Nipsey Hussle, saying like, the Lord sent me here to do work, took me back before I thought it was my time, but like, he has a plan. So he was kind of rapping, from what I've seen so far, in like paying homage to those, to certain people. Some people he may have been more critical of, like Kanye and OJ. Um, I think it's really creative. It's going to stir the pot, of course. But we know whenever Kendrick has a project coming out, I forget the line. I was listening to the Heart Part 4 today, and he was like, he's like, when I gotta, he was like, yeah, y'all got to April the 4th, y'all got to April the 7th to get y'all shit together, right?
Yeah.
Basically saying like, when I got an album coming, like I'm gonna put the whole industry on an ice pack.
Yeah.
That shit was a dope line too, man.
He's one of the last ones that when he puts out an album, kind of the world just stops for a second. You know what I mean? Like everything kind of just, okay, Kendrick put out something, let's put it in. We're not going to hit fast forward. We're not going to skip tracks. We're just going to listen to it all the way through and make our assessment thereafter. There's not that many artists, I feel like, these days who can command that kind of attention. And Kendrick,
I feel like the only ones are like Kanye, Drake, Pusha T,
but that's just
J.
it.
Cole,
I don't know about that. I don't know if maybe you could argue maybe J. Cole a little bit, but I feel like with Drake or Kanye even, I don't find, at least myself, and maybe I should just speak for myself rather than saying that this is sort of spread wide. I don't find myself craving, like, when I listen to a Drake album or I listen to a Kanye album, I'm looking for those bangers. I'm not just I'm looking for Kendrick to take me on a journey. Versus Drake is like, if you don't give me a song and I don't feel it within the first 10 seconds, I might just deuce out of that song. You know what I mean? Like, whereas Kendrick, it's like, even if I don't care for the beat, even if I don't understand exactly what he's saying, I'll let it ride because I know there's something in there that I'm sure I'm going to find. With Drake and Kanye, there's a lot of like surface stuff. And I'm not even saying that everything that Kendrick does is like super deep and meaningful and yada yada. But I find myself wanting to like give it a chance to become meaningful or to search for the meaning in it. Whereas a lot of other artists, I feel like it's just like I just take it as surface, level stuff.
I feel like with those artists that I just named, like whenever they drop a project, I know, like, I feel like Kanye, you're gonna get some like bangers, you're gonna get some like shit that just rocks, just knocks in the car. You might get a club banger, some shit, a bunch of like emotional shit for women, interesting, like just dope like one-liners and whatnot. With guys like Kendrick and J. Cole and Pusha T, you're gonna get like just a lot of lyricism and storytelling. And obviously Kanye, we saw what happened with Donda. They fucking televised this shit nationally. That was insane. So I don't. Yeah, Kendrick got a project coming. It's gonna be a good summer. If it does what I expect it to do, or if it is what I expect it to be, which is just gonna be great music and dope lyrics.
For sure. Definitely looking forward to that. So in a sharp turn, Dirty Dancing is coming out with a sequel. Did you ever watch the original Dirty Dancing movie?
I've seen bits and pieces of it. I don't think I've ever seen the thing from like beginning to end.
Yeah.
But I know it's boy Swayze. And I forget who was the actress starring opposite of Patrick Swayze.
Jennifer Grey.
Jennifer Grey. Okay.
Yeah. So weirdly enough, I actually watched it this past summer. Where the fuck was I? I was in.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was in Seattle.
There's a story behind this. Okay.
No, I was in Seattle, and we were just like looking for something to watch. We had an Airbnb, and for some reason, I was on this like '80s kick where I was just like, I was trying to watch like all these like '80s movies that I just never had watched, and Dirty Dancing was one of those movies, even though I'm pretty sure I've watched it when I was a kid, but either I didn't understand it or I didn't care. One of those two things was true, at some point, because I know I've watched it at some point, but I just didn't, I guess, care about it when I was a kid. So I was like, let me go back and actually watch this. You know what? I would say that it's one of those movies that you have to put into the context. For a lot of the issues that they talked about, now it's just like, all right, there's nothing too special about this. But for the time, they talked about some really fucking risque shit. Like they talked about like abortions and which is ironically is is a hot topic, nowadays.
We're still talking about it.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
um, and obviously you had Patrick Swayze, who's like sort of like this manly man, right? But was fucking like dancing and shit. So it was just like, okay, well, I guess he
Yeah.
brought some swag to dancing and shit. But
Who would you take? Patrick Swayze in Dirty Dancing or John Travolta in Grease as the most manly, tight jeans wearing dancing guy?
yeah, I still take Patrick Swayze only because John Travolta turned out to be a fucking weirdo. He's a Scientologist. He's had so many hair plugs. I don't even know what the fuck's going on with his hairline. He should be bald, but somehow isn't in like multiple pictures that I see him in. One week he's bald, the next week he's got a full set of hair. I don't know what the fuck's going on with him. Swayze all day. Who you taking?
Just because I feel like in Dirty Dancing, Patrick Swayze got a little bit scrappy. Didn't he punch a dude in the face?
Yeah. No,
nobody puts baby in a corner and
no,
punch the guy in the face.
I don't think he punched him. It was he was talking to her dad, the guy who played her dad in the movie, and he's like, nobody puts baby. Which the line absolutely makes no sense, right? It's a stupid line,
None.
but sounded hard. I guess
Sounded
after all
hard.
these
Yeah, that's it. If he had a beat behind that, London on the track, a Metro Boomin beat, that might have been a hit.
Metro Boomin. But anyways, so we've got Jonathan Levine, who directed Warm Bodies 50/50. He's going to be tackling the sequel. It's going to be interesting to see exactly sort of what they do, because Patrick Swayze, he's passed away. He is no longer with us. So Jennifer Grey, she's going to be in the movie. So we'll see sort of where they take it. I guess you could argue that there's a bit of an appetite for dancing song type movies, but I would argue that after watching, and I guess I forget how it did in the box office, but I don't know, man. There wasn't a huge buzz for West Side Story,
Yeah.
It was kind of just like, all right, yeah, I guess that's coming out.
I don't remember there being a huge budget for it. Was it In the Heights? I believe it was.
I feel like there was a little bit of buzz for In the Heights, but the level of expectation was different. I feel like they're obviously Lin-Manuel Miranda, I believe that's his name, directed it. So I feel like there's like a little bit of buzz because he was involved, obviously. But I feel like West Side Story, for as big as of a theatrical thing that it was, directed by Spielberg, and obviously it's West Side Story, so it's got plenty of history behind it. I don't know. It was kind of like, it felt like In the Heights it shot up, whereas West Side Story was kind of dampened a little bit. But
yeah, case, I watched In the Heights. I'm not a big fan of like those like types of films, but I did watch In the Heights. I have not seen West Side Story, to be honest. I have no interest in seeing it either. I think this show is going to be mostly
step
about
outside your comfort zone, man. Go watch Wonder Years. Go watch Boy Meets World. Go watch fucking West Side Story, man.
You're out of your fucking mind if you think I'm gonna waste my time to go back and watch.
Get the fuck out of here. This guy's you talk religiously about watching, not only watching more current seasons of Love Island, but going back to watch the first season.
Yeah, I go back to 2017. I'm not gonna go back to 2003.
What are you talking about?
When did that show come out anyway? Wonder Years.
Wonder Years? Oh no, that's like 90s.
Is that 90s? Yeah. Not doing that.
90s might even be 80s. I don't know. Wonder Years.
Jesus,
that's a good question.
You know what's crazy though about your story? Then I know we got to move on here. We got a couple things to get to before we wrap up. I think it's insane that you found the time to watch Dirty Dancing while on vacation in Seattle. There's shit to do in Seattle. A lot of shit to do in Seattle.
We were in for the night, and it's at an Airbnb.
At what time?
I don't know. It was like 10 or 11. I don't know. What the fuck?
You're ending the night at 10 o'clock on vacation.
My guy, it was like one night to go. You're already tired. I'm not gonna explain myself to you. Fuck it. I watched Dirty Dancing in Seattle on vacation. This is what I do. I watch movies, Rain. That's what I do. All right.
Isn't weed and edibles legal in Seattle?
I think I had an edible when I was there. I think I
And
was
that's
on an
what you
edible while I
chose
was
to
watching.
watch. Jesus, let's pop an edible and watch Dirty Dancing.
You should try it. It was actually a fun experience. I don't know. All right, let's move on. Season 4 of do you watch Succession? Oh God, is this another show that you don't watch?
So I started season 1 of Succession not too long ago, but I
Yeah,
think that's around the same time that season 4,
Ozarks.
this most current season or part 1 of the Ozark started.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I gotta flip gears here. Like, there's a clear hierarchy here.
Yeah, so just got word, man. They're just about wrapped the script for Succession season 4. I can't wait, man. I fucking love this show. I know there's other people who don't necessarily care for it. I think it's awesome. I think that it just has so many layers. Speaking of Ozarks, by the way, some people were hating on like there's been a few videos that I've seen, like video essays, and I always love how like something happens and like 2 minutes later there are video essays, like Kendrick Lamar's music video. There's like already a video essay. I'm like, my dude, it dropped 4 hours ago. How the fuck have you had time to sit down and fucking analyze every bit of it? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Some people just want to be the first. You know what I mean? Like, it's not about necessarily whether they're correct or the quality of their content or the accuracy of it. It's just like, oh, I'm the first person to put out a video essay or comment on it, and so on and so on.
Yeah,
But I could be wrong as fuck.
exactly. Yo, fucking Kendrick can come out the next day and be like, yeah, I mean, explain exactly what he meant. And like, no, I was right. I was there first. I was right.
Yeah.
I was more right than Kendrick was. But anyways, Succession season 4, that's on the way. I love that show. So it'd be good to see that when it comes back. I don't know exactly. I'm guessing 2023 is when it's gonna drop. But in either case, I thought that was a bit of good news. Super quick. Be remiss if I didn't mention the Johnny Depp Amber Heard. I guess trial. I guess we want to say that this is. Look, I'm not gonna say much about it because what the fuck are you gonna say? Like we this has been an ongoing story for like fucking half a decade now, right? More than half a decade now, I guess. And what I really hate, so I hate Amber Heard for sure, right?
Absolutely.
Now, let's call a spade a spade. They're both crazy as fuck. All right, let's just state reality here. They're both crazy, right? But the reason why I hate Amber Heard is because she's doing two things. One, she's a lying piece of shit. Like, I know there are probably going to be people out there who,
Yeah, fuck
disagree. That's fair too. But she is a lying piece of shit. Right? After hearing that recording, and I heard the recording, it was like a couple years ago when we heard the recording of her basically just like being like, Johnny, who the fuck's gonna believe you, dude? Nobody's gonna fucking believe you, all right?
So I hit you.
So I
what?
fucking
You're
hit you.
a
It
man.
doesn't fucking matter, right?
That you shit in his bed. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Case dismissed. Actually, Johnny Depp is suing for defamation. Yeah. So,
case not dismissed.
The judge is ready to rule.
You saved it. You lost it, but you saved it. So I hate her for that. But and also too, again, you can argue that Johnny Depp's probably lying through his teeth too. Probably is. But I feel like the most he's guilty of is just being a drug abuser and an alcoholic. But it doesn't seem like there's much in the way of physical violence that can be proven that he actually did. Now I'm not saying, again, court of law. I don't know. Something could come out could change the scenario. But for my vantage point, it seems like Amber Heard's a lying piece of shit. And when it comes to the actual
everything I've heard so far that has been like shocking has been coming from like her, or at least her actions.
But it also depends on where you're getting it from. Like if you watch like Entertainment Tonight or like any sort of like mainstream thing, it would seem like, oh my gosh, like she's giving her testimony and she's saying that Johnny Depp did this to her, did that to her. But then if you watch like clips online, you'll see like just absurd shit, like where she like kind of like poses for a photo, like in the middle of like crying, she like with a tissue, she like kind of poses for the photo, I don't know if any of that shit, I don't really watch, I didn't watch the trial. The thing that I'm trying to fucking get to, is that what the second reason why I hate her is because she's giving all these fuckboys who like basically hate women, right? And they'll post all sorts of crazy shit online. She's giving them so much like validation because she's lying through her fucking teeth. and she's giving them ammunition, and I hate it. I hate seeing their fucking stupid videos about Amber Heard's the worst and women suck, and it's just it's like, what, shut up, dude. Like, go find fucking, get on Match.com or some shit. Right? Like, go do something with your fucking life, right? But
they just haven't found any matches on like Tinder or whatever.
No, and one can wonder why. After posting all the crazy shit that they do, but I hate her for that reason, is because she's providing them with some sort of like, aha, women are lying pieces of shit. And it's like, no, I think that's just Amber Heard in this case. But like, I don't know, like I hate the whole.
But also, I'm not going to give any time to hearing out those people who like take that stance. I think this is just a really toxic relationship with two people. I do think Amber Heard here was the problem. I mean, shit in his bed, chopped off pieces of his finger, stole his dog. We got the audio from a couple years ago where she's like admitting to hitting him, but like saying like, "Oh, you're a man, you can take it." So it's like, she's clearly problematic. Now, the question we all need, I need your answer on this one. It's funny, I asked my girlfriend earlier, who would you marry, Amber Heard or Jada Pinkett Smith?
Jada, hands down.
Yeah, it was a pretty easy answer, but they both just like, you gotta think about it for a second. Like, I don't know.
There's no thinking about it.
I guess the red table is better than sitting in front of the judge.
Well, yeah, but but also, like, okay, you could argue that. So, the whole thing about Jada is, and everybody gets on Jada because it's like, oh man, look what you're doing to Will. But it's like, it's like their relationship, like they're doing, and we're only really, the only reason why we're only hearing Jada's side of it is because she's got red table talk, and that's what she chooses to talk about. But like everybody has it in their mind that Will's like this angel, and he's never done anything terrible, and he's like, no, he's probably done some shit himself. He just doesn't fucking broadcast it on national TV, or not national TV. I guess it's on Facebook
TV.
But anyways, I thought I'd just mention that. I really don't give a shit about the trial. I think it's a fucking circus. But I feel, I just felt the need to mention.
You know what's crazy? It's happening down in Virginia. If you want to go sit in on one of the hearings, we can take a ride.
You talked about spending, better things to do with your time than to watch Dirty Dancing while you're high. I feel like I'd rather just do that again than fucking drive down to Virginia to watch this bullshit ass trial.
I was gonna suggest you drive though. So,
well, only if you spring for gas, I guess. It would take about 3 C notes to get down there.
Yeah, because it's in like Richmond, Virginia, right? Which is just,
fam, these gas prices
should be another state.
I mean, these gas prices are fucking, they're suffocating is what they are. But super quick, let's talk about what we watched last week. I know you went down to Florida, so I assume you didn't watch Dirty Dancing. What did you watch?
I was Dirty Dancing.
Yep, fair enough. That's fair. What did you watch last week, man? Because I know you said you watched The Northman, yeah?
So last week started, part 2 of Ozarks. Had a trip to take, so I didn't get to it. Went down to like St. Pete Beach with my girlfriend. We had a great time, sun, pina coladas, a lot of day drinking, all the fun. But while we were there, on our last day, we had a lot of extra time before our flight. So we stopped into this like super like luxury high-end like movie theater in this like really fucking rich area. Everything was expensive for no reason. Popcorn was like $15.
Yeah, checks out.
And it didn't come in like a popcorn bag. It came in like a nice bowl.
Did you get to keep the bowl?
No. They're not gonna let you keep the bowl.
They poured it into your hand and then just have
it was a Crate and Barrel bowl. They're not gonna let you keep that. But so it was super nice, swanky movie theater, and I watched The Northman, which was fucking fantastic. This movie, like. This was a very good movie. The plot line, the visuals. I love the cinematography in this movie. It's a very dark movie, but they still managed to show. Like it's hard to describe. It's like, do you remember the Black Panther movie? It got a lot of criticism for being such a dark film. This film was, and I don't agree with that, but this film was dark, but it was still very visual. Like you can still see and hear all of the things you needed to see to like keep you in the moment. So I loved it. I don't really remember the music too well, but I do remember it being just like very like ominous and supporting like the things that were going on in the film. Acting was phenomenal. This Ethan Hawke has been on a
He's
fucking
in that,
roll lately. Yes, I'm pretty sure it's Ethan Hawke or
or
Kevin
like
Bacon. I get them
as the
confused.
main character.
No, as like he
Oh,
plays like the
second.
father to the main
He said
character.
either Ethan Hawke or Kevin Bacon. I can't tell the two apart.
They look fairly alike, but I'm pretty sure it was Ethan Hawke who is also in Moon Knight.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, to he's been doing really well this year, so I highly recommend this movie. I had a phenomenal time, so
yeah,
check it out.
for sure. Um, oh, hold on one sec. We got a little bit of a streaming issue here. What the fuck is happening? There we go.
Amber Heard reported us.
She probably did.
Her lawyers, like, I object. Like, sir, we're not in court. You can't object to a podcast.
All right.
He's like sustained. Like the judge says that. Her lawyer's shit. I don't know if you've heard him in court, but I don't know how much she's paying him, but she had to find him on like Backpage or something.
Probably she had to change PR companies because he just was she was getting pummeled in the headlines. But what I watched this past weekend, man, I watched a lot of shit. I watched the Ozarks. I finished it up. We got a lot to talk about once you're able to finish it up. And I watched Doctor Strange on the Multiverse of Madness. Have a lot of thoughts about that as well. And also, I rewatched Spider-Man: No Way From Home last night because my significant other, she hadn't watched it, and so we watched it just because she hadn't watched it yet.
Is that the most recent one? No Way Home, right?
Yeah, yes, the most recent one.
There's too many homes. Like Far From Home. What's the other one? It's like it's what was the first one?
Home Alone. I don't know.
Probably was. They should have just casted Macaulay Culkin.
I feel like they were tempted to.
Home Alone, No Way Home, Far From Home.
Yeah, let's get these trailers in real quick because I know you gotta be out very shortly. So we'll chop it up about some of those movies that we watched and haven't had a chance to recap together. We'll chop it up about those next week. This week we're going to preview some very anticipated or movies and shows that are highly anticipated. We're going to check some of these new trailers out. The first is going to be House of Dragon. So of course this tells the story of House Targaryen. Set 200 years before the events of Game of Thrones. This is created by Ryan Condal and George R. R. Martin, of course. Multiple writers, starring Patty Considine, Olivia Cook, Emma Darcy, Darcy, I guess Darcy. I don't know. Matt Smith, among a plethora of other people, due out August 21st of this particular year. Let's check this the fuck out. Our first true glimpse of what's going on in House of Dragon.
What is this brief mortal life, if not the pursuit of legacy?
I, Rickon Stark.
I, Corlys Velaryon.
I, Ormond Baratheon.
Promise to be faithful
To King Viserys.
and to his named heir.
Princess Rhaenyra.
Rhaenyra Targaryen.
Men would sooner put the realm to the torch than see a woman ascend the Iron Throne.
We play an ugly game. You have the determination to win it. History does not remember blood. It remembers names.
Hey. History doesn't remember blood. It remembers names. Okay. What do you think? Quick thoughts.
Hey man, that looks good. I didn't even need to see it. They didn't even need to put out trailers for this show. Just like give me a release date, which is
No, after the end of
August
Game of
21st.
Thrones, they definitely need to put out a trailer for the show. People hated the end of Game of
Yeah,
Thrones. They needed to whet the appetite a little bit.
but fuck those people. Anyone like we were talking about this. I was talking about this recently, and anyone who like, people hate when something they like or they enjoy is coming to an end, which is why they're hypercritical of the ending of any show. I've been reading things online of people being hypercritical of like these last few episodes of Ozarks,
Ozarks.
right? And
Yeah,
it's just because it's coming to an end, and we don't like to see things we love come to an end, or they want it to end how like they feel it
they
should
should
end, right?
exactly.
Whereas like
They
let's
feel
say
ownership of it.
exactly. And so you don't own it. You don't own the story. You damn sure didn't write it, direct it, star in it, produce it. Like, so just appreciate what you've received. And I love season 8 of Game of Thrones. So for this, I just need a release date, which is August 21st, the day after my birthday. So it's going to be it's going to be a great little weekend lined up there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. Long story short, looks fire, dude. And we'll see it in August. I don't think it's going to be as good as the original Game of Thrones, but I don't think anything can really like live up to that sort of hype. So I don't think it should even try. I think it should just be its completely own thing, and it kind of build its own sort of like legacy, which I think that they'll probably try to go for, since it's the different creators that are making this. But in any event, we'll see once August comes around. Second up, let's watch the trailer, man. Another trailer for Obi-Wan Kenobi. This time we're going to dive a little deeper into the story here with Obi-Wan. I'm actually really excited for this because I think Ewan McGregor. I think he's perfectly cast as Obi-Wan, and we're gonna get a chance not only to see him, but a lot of or not maybe a lot, not a lot, but we're going to see Darth Vader, Hayden Christensen back as Darth Vader. So of course Obi-Wan is about Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi, who watches over young Luke Skywalker and invades the Empire's elite Jedi hunters during his exile on the desert planet Tatooine. This is created by Deborah Cho. Multiple writers, of course, starring Ewan McGregor, Hayden Christensen, Joel Edgerton, and Maya Erskine. And is due out May 27th, man. So in a couple weeks, this shit is going to be out. Let's check this latest trailer out for Obi-Wan Kenobi.
They're coming. Stay hidden, or we will not survive.
Leave us alone.
When the time comes, he must be trained.
Like you trained his father? You still want Kenobi. He's gone.
Maybe you've been looking in the wrong places. I want every lowlife and bounty hunter to squeeze him. You can't run Obi-Wan! You can't escape him!
Love that little detail at the end there.
For sure.
Again, seeing the trailer for this was good, but like I just need a release date.
More or less.
Disney Plus has been consistent for like the past year,
roll.
right?
Yeah.
You get like you get WandaVision, you get Captain America and the Winter Soldier, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Then you get the Mandalorian season 3, I think it was. Then you get Book of Boba Fett. Then you get Hawkeye. Then you get what else? Then you get Moon Knight. Now we're gonna get Obi-Wan. Loki. Oh my gosh. So they keep hitting us with great content back to back. One of my favorite streaming services right now, and I'm excited for this. It's unfortunate it's only 6 episodes, but
No, I think it's
can
pretty
imagine.
consistent though, right? That's what Moon Knight was. It was I think 6 episodes.
Yeah, but you want to see more of it. And now,
No,
granted, I'd love to see more of Moon Knight as well.
I'm into it. It depends on how long the episodes are, but if they give us like 6 hour long episodes, then we're basically just watching one long movie. But it's better than a movie in some ways because they're able to tell a very sort of full story versus being constrained to like 2 hours. So I'm actually here for it. But rather than break that out a little more, I know you said basically, hey, they didn't even need to give us that. Let's get this Avatar in. I want to get it in before we dip out here. Finally, we get our first glimpse of the much anticipated second Avatar film. So we pick up with Jake Sully, who lives with his newfound family formed on the planet of Pandora. Once a familiar threat returns to finish what was previously started, Jake must work with Natari and the army of the Navai race to protect their planet. This is, of course, directed by James Cameron, written by Cameron as well as Josh Friedman, starring, of course, Zoe Saldana, Sam Worthington, Giovanni Ribisi, as well as Michelle Yeoh. Shout out to Michelle Yeoh. Of course, the stellar Everything Everywhere All at Once. She's the lead for that film. Fantastic. This is due out December, or expected to be due out December 16th of this particular year, and it better fucking come out. I don't think we're going to accept any delays.
Yeah, this gets pushed back like 6 months. I think a lot of people are going to be upset.
Yeah, no, we're just going to fall off. No more Avatar for us. With that being said, let's watch the fucking trailer.
I know one thing. Wherever we go, this family
What the heck?
is our fortress.
Okay, that was our first glimpse of Avatar, the second Avatar movie. The second sequel, the first of maybe 14 possible sequels that we're gonna get from James Cameron. I thought that was, if I'm being perfectly honest, exactly what I thought it would be, which is okay. Yeah, I didn't. I never really cared for the first Avatar movie. I mean, it was good. It's just I don't think it was worth all the buzz that it got. And I think the same thing about this trailer, which is cool.
I mean, I'm not going to say Avatar is in my top 10 list of like greatest movies of all time, but I do think it was like a phenomenal project. I mean, visually it was stunning. It was imaginative. It was action packed, but there was so much like drama in it as well. And I like the fact that this movie is going to take place. If you saw in the trailer, it's mostly off land, so a lot of it is going to take place in water or on water or near water. So they're kind of like changing the landscape here. So we're going to get to see more of this this world Pandora that they're on. Yeah. I'm sure there's going to be like another 1 or 2 trailers coming out. So I'm excited to see more of this movie because it's going to be big, it's going to be grand. The graphics are going to be incredible. I think James Cameron, he set the bar super high with the first Avatar movie. And this one looks like it's on par at least with what we got the first time around.
Yeah. I wonder if there's going to be a big 3D kerfuffle with it. If
of course.
Ugh,
Of course.
No, I couldn't tell you the last movie. I think the last movie I saw in 3D was actually another Sam Worthington movie, which is like Wrath of the Titans or some shit like that. I forget what the fuck it was called. That was the last one. I was like, never again will I fucking see a movie in 3D. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Hold on. I do have like I could spend another 5 minutes here, tops, because I do think this last story here, it's just something funny and entertaining, and we got to chat about it. So we'll put 5 minutes on the clock.
Okay.
Dude, back in the 90s, there was not 90s, maybe like early 2000s, but there was like a saying, like run up and get done up, right? You probably heard one of your favorite old school rappers say it at one point. That's exactly what happened at this is a star-studded event. I mean, fucking everybody was there. It was like Jay-Z and Beyonce. It was like Kevin Hart was there. Chris Rock was there. Jamie Foxx was there. I think it was, I don't know what the exact event was, but it was just star-studded Hollywood event. During that time, I think Dave Chapelle was either hosting or headlining. He was one of the major comedians there. A fan who was armed with a gun that I think had a knife taped to it.
Did he have a gun?
Yeah, he had a weapon.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so now he didn't get to like draw the weapon or pull the weapon, but I do believe they found him with the weapon on him. He ran up on stage and tackled or tried to, or I think he did take Chappelle to the ground. So he did tackle him on stage. And if you have the video here, you'll see it. Within seconds, he responded. And one of the stories out of this whole thing that I love is the fact that reports say that Jamie Foxx and Busta Rhymes, and you see him coming from the bottom left corner of the stage there. He runs up in just a second. We'll see that. So bottom left, he runs up, tackles Chappelle.
Yo, Chappelle ate it though. At first, he ate it.
He was like, eat it. Chappelle's a pretty tall, big guy.
Yeah.
And you see like 12 of his security guards and his team immediately respond and like run out on stage to get at this dude. And again, the thing I love the most about this is it's reported that Jamie Foxx and Busta Rhymes were two people who were like in on, this obviously like this, they were trying to protect Dave Chappelle, but they beat the shit out of this guy. And the reports say that, I'm not his lawyer or his spokesperson, but reports say that Busta Rhymes and Jamie Foxx were the two main ones beating the shit out of this dude to protect Dave Chappelle. I love that, you got to roll with a team. You got to roll with a unit that's ready to respond.
Yeah.
If you out in the streets and you got people with you and they don't respond that quickly, you got the wrong friends. These are the friends I need.
For sure. You remember Cat Williams, right? Where he was talking about that little tink tink?
I remember the joke.
Yeah, that is, and he's talking about his legs. Look, fucked up joke, especially in today's context, right? But that's what this dude's arm looked like, was two bent back paper clips. Is what the fuck this. I've never seen somebody's arm look so disfigured. Holy shit, dude! This guy's arm looked reckless afterwards. So much that I was like, yo, what did he do that bad? Okay, so he ran on stage and tackled the shit out of Dave Chappelle. Did he deserve to have his arm just fucking looking like a chicken wing, just fucking broken off there?
Yeah, opportunity. Like you ever been in those situations now? This is all alleged, I don't know if any of this really happened, but remember like when you were in your younger days, you might have gotten into a little club scuffle or something like that.
Did we lose you? Where you at? You still there?
Did you lose me? You lose audio?
I got you now.
Yeah. That's like, you never been in like one of those like group fights or whatever where you and your team or you and your friends stomp the shit out of another group of guys?
Mm-hmm. No, I was busy playing Pokemon. I had no time to be fucking in group fights, dude. It's for the fucking birds.
One of my favorite memories of all time is
Jesus.
When we were at this club in DC. We stomped the shit out of this dude. It was a great night.
Dude's still in a coma to this day, and you're like, oh, that was such a wonderful night.
That was one of my shining moments. I think, you know why? Because I think we made him a better man. I think he probably woke up the next day.
Well,
I imagine he like fell in love with his girl. He's like, you were there for me. Let's get married. Called his mom, told him I love you. He probably like did some DIY projects around the house because he couldn't walk. So he's like, you know what? Let me clean the steps.
Well, in either
my
case,
favorite moments. Dave Chappelle's team here. they did their job. You need friends like these.
Yeah. In either case, I think we'll call it a day here, man. Because your feed's coming in and out, man. So we'll wrap this up and lickety split time, man. Appreciate you guys rocking with us. Abbreviated show for today, but just because of the craziness that is COVID, that we had to kind of switch things up at the last minute. But we'll try to get back on track next week. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you. Hit that like button, subscribe button, share button, share the shit with anybody and everybody. And we'll see you next week. With that being said, we will hit the usual protocol.
Fade out.
Peace the fuck out, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good Monday.
Great week.
Yeah, month.
Year.